There are questions that need answers. There are blood debts to be paid. There are arcane workings to be unraveled. There are papers that have been filed. After biding time and making a request, the SS Bilgewater has a docking appointment. You're picking up 2 prisoners today. One, red wine local, to keep things obfuscated, a stranger arrested during the protest. And one mysterious Mr. Anthony Macedon, aka Rooker Mariner, a dangerous fool who insisted upon kicking a hornet's nest. Go Hornets! Welcome to Bloodwine. Hello.
Hello.
I love how that implies that our mascot is the Hornets. Like we're some high school with a Hornets mascot.
Fun fact. The only school mascot I have ever had is the Mustang. Ever.
Really?
Yes.
You've just sort of jumped from one Mustang-themed school to the next, eh?
Yes. I specifically, when researching where I wanted to go to schools, from elementary all the way to university, my first thing was, what's the mascot?
You didn't. No, there's no way.
I don't believe you.
No, I did not do that.
Okay.
If your first consideration to what school you're going to go to is what mascot is it, I would be greatly concerned about your choices in schools.
This
My
is
elementary
true.
school was the unicorns.
Oh, nice. So it's basically
man.
the same thing.
Mine were a type of bird, and then Viking.
Okay.
Oh, huh.
I don't remember all of them, honestly.
That's fair. They're largely irrelevant.
Yeah. Which brings me to one of my many complaints about Harry Potter. Nobody would care. Nobody would care.
It's
No one would care
the
what
coldest
else
take ever.
Yeah. They wouldn't care. No one would ever ask.
They wouldn't care.
It would not matter. You'd be like, yeah, I was a Hufflepuff, and they'd be like, okay.
Cool.
I went to Skorgenblorf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Hufflepuff is.
I don't know what that is at all. I like your scarf. It's a nice scarf.
A nice scarf.
Yeah, some nice colors.
Nice colors. You say you're good at finding things?
Okay.
Okay. That's my hot take.
It was always so strange to me how attached people got to the ancillary, secondary schools and houses so quickly. Because,
Yeah.
it was basically only the one in the US. Nobody was like, hell yeah, Durmstrang, represent.
Because Harry and his fun friends didn't go there. Come on, you know?
You know there are some people that are like, oh yeah, Durmstrang represent.
Durmstrang. And they're all perverts.
Even though the books basically paints Durmstrang as like a prison for children.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
I don't
a
know what
rough
means like that,
place.
though.
Now, luckily, that's the only problem with, I can't even finish that sentence.
Yes,
Are you
that's
going to say
the
with
only
the United
problem.
States education system?
I was gonna say with Harry Potter.
Yeah, that is the
Ah.
only issue with Harry Potter. Harry Potter is
Yeah.
absolute masterpiece with only that one singular flaw.
And the author is very sane.
Oh,
too,
yes.
Which is nice.
So sane. She is so logical, thinks everything
Yeah.
through real well.
Oh, I bet she really likes people who have different lifestyles than her.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
she's very accepting of other people's lifestyles, and it's represented in the book very well.
Yeah.
I bet you she loves all women, I think. Just sort of
All
the vibe
women.
I get from her.
You know, all women. You know,
Okay, I feel
Every
like we've
single
gone
one.
down the rabbit hole enough on that one.
Fair?
Yeah, we gotta stop before we have to change our tag to politics instead of tabletop RPGs.
Yeah.
I mean, they go hand in hand. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not like fantasy football. It has a lot of fascism involved.
I don't know what to do with that. I don't know enough about fantasy football.
Okay, so who's your pick for fascist fantasy football? I'm like windmill slamming Stalin on this one.
It's like, I don't know enough about fantasy football. Is this ironic, or is this like, haha, like that one time?
No, I don't know.
I like that. I said fascist fantasy football, then windmill slam Stalin.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that you said it too.
Yeah, it works. It makes it even funnier because it just shows how irrelevant all of it is.
Yep. Like sand in an hourglass.
Yes. Dust in the wind, dude.
Like that one band that pretends to be robots.
Didn't that band break up?
Yeah, that's the point, dude.
Yeah, they broke up. Sad.
Like a segue that you start to think of but don't finish.
Yeah.
So game.
Yeah.
So anyway.
The inventor of the Segway died while riding a Segway.
Go Hornets.
I know, he drove it off a cliff. It's kind of sad, but like...
No, I'm just picturing, like... You know that there's an episode of The Simpsons where, like, Homer has to jump the gorge on a skateboard?
Yeah.
Because he won't let Bart do it? I'm picturing that's the situation. He's like, someone dared him to jump the gorge on a Segway, and he's just like...
That's the best part. Have you heard the story? Do you know why he fell off a cliff on a Segway?
No.
He was demoing how well it stops by proving he could stop before the end of the cliff.
No.
Yeah.
So it's basically an episode of The Simpsons. That is such a Simpsons ass death right there.
Like... I was gonna say IT crowd.
Also IT crowd.
Also IT crowd. That's a very IT crowd. Yeah.
I feel like Arrested Development does a lot more of like the incidental tragic deaths.
You know what? Let's just... It's a Seinfeld death. If ever there was a death in Seinfeld, that would be it. It is stupid, asinine, served no purpose, and comes out of nowhere. like poisoned by licking stamps. It's just stupid.
I hear that if you die in Seinfeld, you die in real life, so that's pretty scary for all those actors.
That is pretty scary.
Yeah,
that's pretty scary.
That's why Kramer left to do B-movie.
Yeah.
You can tell it's a funny joke because I laughed at my own joke.
You know what? Honestly, sometimes that's just true, though. I hope.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Before we get into it, the time skip. When last we met, you finished the thing in the house. I'm not going to make you guys just like sit on a boat in a dock for 2 days.
So Jane, how about that crossbow?
How about that crossbow?
It wouldn't be the first time.
So you have a docking appointment.
Mm-hmm.
You went up to see him, and this time the name shows up in the paperwork. So you're able to go, and you're set to get there around noon. However, you are at the docks. Someone else is in the prison. Can you guys come up with a prison guard sona?
Yes.
Ooh.
Jeffrey.
Boys.
Jeffrey.
Boys. Prison boys.
Tell me about Jeffrey.
Boys.
Jeffrey, he's just trying to feed his family. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't like doing this. But he needs a job. And this is the only job that he could get right now.
Boys. Prison boys. So you make your way out of the break room and go...
Oh, hi there, Jeffrey. It is I.
This
is Mike.
Mike.
Give me some background on Mike.
He's kind of the pretty one around here. All the ladies love Mike.
So you got guard Mike leaned up against the wall going, "Hey, Jeffrey." Kick off the wall a little.
Yeah.
You want to get going? At which point, one with
Yeah.
the orders shows up. Who do we got?
We have Marcus,
Yeah.
who enjoys his job just a little bit too much.
Boys, boys. Boys, boys. And Marcus starts strutting down the hall. Goes, boys.
Boys, let's get to it.
You have an extradition order. You have to collect 2 different prisoners and bring them down for a ship meet in the next 20 minutes. One of them is on the 6th floor. The other one is on the 13th.
All right. Start on 13th, work our way down.
That sounds good. Flip my hair.
Okay, let's get to it.
Mike never wears his guard helmet because, you don't want to get this hair all sweaty.
Yeah, don't want helmet hair.
You don't want helmet hair.
No.
Ugh. Otherwise, you're going to look like Jeffrey. And I reach over and I go, clong, right in Jeffrey's helmet.
Jeffrey sighs. It's like, okay, let's just come on.
All right, you guys get it together because you have to be in front of the prisoners. The door opens and you're out here on the yard. You are right now like close to the 1st floor. You have to go up here, and then like from the 4th upward is the torture chamber, and then from there upward there's more cells and then more cells.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
So, where were these prisoners we were supposed to go get again?
Damn, Mike. How many times I gotta tell you? The 13th and 6th floors.
13th. Oh, so far away.
What are their names again, Will?
One of them was something to Giorno.
Okay. We're going for DiGiorno. And we're going for Mastodon?
Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing cardio today.
Well, too fucking bad.
Ugh. So, if you could just kind of, take George along. Take Georgie.
Hey man, if you wanna be looking at your peak, you gotta do cardio too.
Yeah, well, I alternate. I do odd number days as cardio, even number days as gains. Try and mix them up once, and
They open up the gates and you can get to the staircase going up.
But today's the 15th.
right. And on odd days I do cardio, and on even days I do gains. Visible by 5. Come on.
Boys. There's like a dynamic shot if you're going up a spiral staircase. Boys. Boys. And then you make your way up to the 13th. You've had to go past the general yard, which is an interior yard. It's a very stuffy, dark place. There's the floors above that where there's the torture chambers, as well as a whole bunch of other cells. You go up a little bit further. This is high security from the 9th to the 12th. Here you have a lot of more dangerous prisoners, and right in the middle, as an intimidation device, there's these big spikes that stick out of the ground. But you're going a little bit further to the top set of cells. These ones are nicknamed the Suicide Cells.
As we get there, I take out my club and run them along the bars.
All right, so you
Ding, 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 ding.
So you start going up there, and you start hearing people go, "Hey, yeah!" and start yelling at each other. Once you get up there, they they start getting this thing ready. There's a gantry that lowers down. They spin something, and all the cell doors are actually open. They open into just open air over the spikes. So first the doors close with a big old assembly that does all 4 floors at once. There's a gantry that comes down on chains. Once it's there at the very bottom, you guys get out. You walk up to the appropriate cell. You unlock something, and it comes down like a little, railing. From there, you actually don't unlock these, you unbolt them from the wall to let people out. In here, you have a scruffy-looking rat folk. Pale-looking, got like long, thin strands that must have been braids, but the little strings broke, stuff like that. Kind of picking at himself, picking at little scabs and scars and cuts.
All right, buddy, let's get going.
Step back. Stay where you are. We're gonna come in there and get you out, alright?
Yeah.
Sure. What's this about? Is this my day?
You're being transferred.
Yeah, bud. You're being transferred.
Transferred where?
We don't
13th
have
floor.
to tell you anything.
We don't have to tell you anything.
I'm already on the 13th floor.
I open up. I'm going in. The entire time I'm like, if you fucking move an inch, I'm hitting you.
I'm not moving. I'm clearly cooperating. He moves over and you grab him by the shackles and start leading him off. The door gets bolted back on now that that's empty. You raise this thing up, take him down there. You could hear them like clanging this along. You start to drag him down the stairs a little ways. From here you go down. You go past high security, and now you're in the area where the chambers are. There's like the chambers are built into an enclosed area, and then there's like lines of cells on the outside, so you can faintly hear the occasional scream muffled from the stone, but not very strongly. You make your way over to the 6th and start looking for the cell. Here you can see that the cell door's unlocked and opened. This is a compliant prisoner who's just like sitting in the back of the cell.
All right, let's get going.
I do the exact same treatment. I treat him the exact same way.
All right, I'm complying. The door is already open and unlocked. It is typical. Okay, yeah, easy. All right, you start walking him along. Where to next?
Bringing them down to the, there's probably like a spot where, like a cell down at the ship, isn't there? For holding?
Yeah, there's like extradition cells.
Yeah, okay. Down to the extradition cells.
So you could go the subtle way, just like go in through a hallway, then down a staircase and processing, or you could walk both of them right across the floor.
Oh, mine is always in full view. I never do anything subtle. If I'm gonna beat a person, it's right in full view of everyone.
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him.
Jeffrey's gonna be like, we could just take the stairs. Like, it's not.
Get a load of this guy. And like clang his helmet again.
Not someone from the suicide chambers. They're getting the full view.
Yeah. All right. Hold him down. I'm getting into like a boxer going. Oh, cool.
All right, let's go.
You start dragging them along, you pester them a little. They're like, okay, I'm moving.
Yeah, as the two guards are kind of carrying them, I'm in front, like walking backwards, going, "Oh, yeah, give me a reason. Come on."
So you make your way down the staircase, and you're like, all right, come. All right. You start getting people's attention. You're about to go out onto like just the yard floor. People start moving out of the way because there's COs coming carrying people. You hear the sound of people like almost like a middle school going like ooh, and people hooting and hollering and jeering. You hear like a host of different shitty things being thrown. Most of them obviously just from people trying to piss other people off. It doesn't seem to be based on much. But the moment that the ratfolk prisoner comes out, there's objects that start to get thrown and the prisoners start to get rowdy.
Yeah, keep it coming. I'm like doing this,
You certainly pissed off a lot of people there, bud.
Yeah. Like me.
There's a pebble that must have come loose from one of the cobbles around here that ricochets off of the prisoner, but then also thwacks. Which one of you does it thwack?
Ooh. Good question. Want to
That's
just
a good
Probably
question.
Ken's
roll
character.
for it, or like?
Maybe. I like the idea of it being your character, but
Yeah.
I would roll for it.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fine.
So it ricochets off of you, but you're holding him, and then it thwacks you. You hear somebody going, "My brother died because of you, you piece of shit!" You immediately pick out the guy because he's at the head of the crowd, like hollering his ass off. His face is red.
I holler for fucking, what was it, Mike, to take hold of this prisoner. And as he does that, I whack him, like, just like give him a gut punch, and then I walk over to the guy who threw the fucking pebble at me. I give him like 3 hits.
So the guy tries to blend in a little bit, but there's some people that kind of push him back out of the way. How are you doing this?
I basically just like, I'm walking up. I'm a big guy, like fucking tall. And so I'm just gonna do the whole like loom over him thing and just be like, "Was that you that threw that?"
Looks down at you and hey.
And then I'm going for 1 on the punch, like 1 in the stomach, grip the back of the neck and sort of like get him on the ground, and then like a couple of hits on the ground. And then it's just like, "Know your fucking place, maggot." And I'm gonna walk away and shout to the other prisoners, "Clean his ass up."
So
you tell him.
You hit him once, so he doubles. Then from there, you just kind of like, you start to shove him at first. There's a bit of resistance, so you just throw him on the ground. From there, you kick, get back into file. At this point, you swagger around a little bit. People part as you go to the other end of the yard. That's how it is with the boys. You go out the other end of the yard. You guys are walking in formation while people are like on the other side, like all looking at you pass, like,
It's the boys.
you know.
Yeah, it's the boys.
It's the boys.
You already know it's the boys.
The best part about us making these characters, it was just like, I heard Chelsea's character, I heard Gabe's character, I was like, well, I have to have some character that fits Will's actual aesthetic of the prison.
Yeah.
You move through extradition. You toss him in a cell real quick as you go and check the paperwork. It's the docking appointment after a few minutes. So you have a few minutes with this prisoner before they're out onto the... Well, these prisoners, I should say, before they're out onto the docks.
Alright, guys. Gotta wait here for a few minutes until docking appointment.
Marcus refuses to acknowledge them. Like, they could say anything at this point. They could be like, "I have a bomb strapped to my chest, gonna detonate it," and I would just be like, "Yeah, fucking right. I'm not even gonna, like, acknowledge your existence with words. You're below me."
You hear out on the end of the pier outside. That's the docking appointment.
Alright, let's get going.
All right,
So
you
you-
sacks of shit.
You pull him up, and at this point, the guy from the 6th floor is like, "Hey, so like, I'm from Redwine. Who's extraditing me? Where? Like, what's going on? Am I being exiled? Am I being deported? What's going on?"
Not sure.
You're being transferred, bud.
Yeah, we're
Get with the
being transferred.
program.
Transfer where? There's only one.
I'm gonna,
Jail.
To the boat.
I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
DiGiorno and just be like, "Listen, our orders are to get you onto that boat. I don't care where the fuck you go from there."
Yeah, you tell him.
Jesus. So you open up the door. DiGiorno looks at it a little bit suspiciously, and he goes, "Bounty hunters?" Alright. And he complies. He starts moving ahead. As you take the other one out, though, this, what do they call him? Macedon? You take this Macedon guy out. He goes, wait, no, I know that boat. No, they're not bounty hunters. No, that can't be right. There's gotta be a mistake.
I walk up to him. I go, hey, Macedon, was it?
Yeah. What?
More like Macedump. And I smack him on the back of the shoulder and push him towards the boat.
Hey, come on, no, seriously. I know these people. This is a setup. There's someone on the inside. There's someone doing this to me. You can't do this. They're gonna
Come
kill me.
on,
They're gonna
guys.
kill me. They came for me. Come on.
Come on, buddy, get going.
Yeah,
That's what
just
they all
keep
say.
pushing them along.
They get up to the gangplank. The first one looks at all of you guys confused, like you players. At this point, we'll switch perspectives as the prisoner handoff goes down. So you have your first prisoner here, the one that remind me, that was just like a dude in the street who like.
Yeah, he gave us some information. We're like,
It's
we'll
like
save
his
your brother
yeah,
for
it's
you.
like his brother also is like John DiGiorno.
Yeah.
And we need to make a delivery.
Yep.
We just picking him up and then probably dropping him off in Redwine, like.
Yeah.
All right.
Or like
So you've
literally
got-
anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got DiGiorno with you. He's in your custody.
Cool.
So where am I going?
It's just just go back in the hold.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get
Your brother wanted you
home.
out. Your brother wanted you out, and we're
Well, we're
like,
not-
sure.
Well, we're not doing that now in front of the
Yeah,
guards. We're
not
being
near
off.
the guards. Yeah, we're
So,
like,
son is really overplaying his role. He's like, oh, all right then, you bad man, get in the torture cell. Come on then.
I love the idea that there's a perfectly high likelihood that Sun has taken bounties before in some capacity. It's just that like it's the fact that he has to fake it, which is ruining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
like guaranteed in the past he's had like 15 past bounties at least. And every
yeah.
single time he's just like, get in the hold, you filthy animal, and the person's just like, oh, okay, I don't want to mess with the guy with the shotgun who clearly knows how to use it.
So let's talk about the prisoner handoff. Who's taking the next one? Who's taking Mariner?
Probably Jane, maybe. I'm one of the more physically strong people.
Definitely not me. It's either
Yeah.
it's like either you or Tiana.
Yeah.
There is an attack roll against you. Is there a way you want to oppose this?
Yeah, I'm going to. Can I weapon it? Can I pull out my sword? And like fight him?
It's a 5. If that changes your decision.
Oh, okay.
No.
There's literally any physical thing, and I would be able to. I have a 6 in physical.
Yeah, like so he moves to try and hit you with the shackles, and you're just like, bah!
Yeah, he moves to try to hit me, and I just kind of like pull him forward. Like.
He spits on your jacket. He looks up at you and he goes, I knew you were a fascist collaborator. I knew it.
Just collaborator. Alright, let's get going.
Come on, bud.
So how much do you have to pay, huh? Were you in on it? They already had me. What, are you bringing me to someone else?
What? No. I'm not talking to you. Come on.
You don't have anything to say to me after all these years. At this point, you start unmooring the ship. They give you the wave being like, all right, get out of here.
Alright.
Right.
Where are you going?
Probably back to Redwine to drop off DiGiorno?
Should we drop him off at Redwine? Or should
Well,
we
maybe
go
not,
to
maybe
any
not.
of
That's
the
kinda
other ports?
Kind of
We should-
suspicious, yeah.
We should explain the situation, I think.
Yeah,
as soon as we're out of view of the guards. Like, as soon as
Yeah.
we're out of earshot, basically. Like, alright, so, most of y'all are fine.
Most
we-
of y'all, you mean the one guy?
What was it? Wasn't there
There's
3
DiGiorno.
guys?
No.
Well, there's DiGiorno, and
Oh, there's just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we
Okay,
transferred 2 other people to different
see.
cells, which I'm assuming
Alright.
I'm
So
assuming
it's-
Mike, Marcus, and Jeffrey, whatever your other name was, are going
Yeah.
to go and do the transfers of now.
Actually, as soon as we're below decks, I'm in like a hushed voice. I'm like, there's no torture cell, but you're free. You're free to go.
What? Then what's
Yeah.
that? Do not enter with all the locks on it.
Can't go in there.
Look, I barely did anything. I was just protesting. I don't know who.
No. This is we're doing a heist. This is it's all real fun. No, there's a guy in that jail. We gotta kill him. But you were just collateral. You were just to make it more believable.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're free. Where do you want to go?
At this point, Crowquill's been at the table the entire time, and it's just like, son, you're terrible at explaining this. Like,
Crowquill, shh! They'll hear you upstairs.
They're not on.
We're sailing off right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you guys are sailing off.
Yeah. It's just like,
Crowquill,
look, we met your brother named DiGiorno.
My brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave us some information to get inside and do all of this.
Yeah, we swapped the paperwork all around.
In exchange, you're here now.
I wish I could help you.
No, you've already done enough. Just sort of your physical form added legitimacy to this whole operation.
Okay.
So you've done your part.
Is there a port you want to go to?
Right back to Redwine. I feel like they'd see. Do you have a map? Hold on.
Do we have
Because it's
Well, oh fuck.
I know if I rode, but I never know where it is on the coast unless I look at a map.
Every frickin' time.
It goes back to the bent anchor. Where memories are made.
Yeah.
Is that their slogan? The bent anchor, where memories are made. Okay. So what?
I mean,
thing were
let's
we
be
on?
real. I'm pretty sure if they have any kind of slogan, it's like "Get your whistle wet" or something like that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What section were we in?
Redwine Keep, which should be E8.
Okay. Bada boop. There we go.
All right, so you see at the sort of bottom of the main island, there's a town, and then there's a couple of hamlets, and one of them is like all the way inside a bay, past some islands.
There's a town, and then there's some little hamlets. So, like, this area? Or you're
It's
talking
in the main...
about this area.
Sorry, let me look over here. It's like you could follow a road to get there from Redwine Keep. It's on that first... Yeah.
So there's a town, and then
So
a couple
the
of
bottom
hamlets.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
Okay. Sure.
So near that town, there's a hamlet which is like at the inside of a tiny inlet, and that's where the guy is directing you to go.
So this one? The one to the west of the town, or to the north of the town?
You got it. You got it. Okay, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
So I guess we could probably do like the drop off there.
Yeah.
Great. So Crowquill, what's your plan with the other guy?
Yeah.
Well, what we need is information on how he got those mages. Once we have the information on who provided him the mages, then we know who next to hunt down.
Oh, are we this isn't it, eh?
I mean, this could be it. And we might be able to leave it at that if all they did was owe this guy a favor or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, if this goes deeper and even more people are hunting us, then we won't be safe if we just kill this guy. Although he is the threat of hatred and no one else has any other means to track us.
That's true.
So, like,
That's true.
that's always an option.
We could just let him go too. I mean,
Yeah. We can just, you know, murder people, not murder people. It's great all around.
yeah. I mean, Now that I'm thinking of it, it seems kind of brutal to break him out of prison, go to all that trouble, you know,
I mean,
just to off him.
yes and no. Technically, it was free.
Yeah, right. We didn't pay much money.
Yeah.
We didn't pay any money,
Yeah.
actually.
Technically, this only cost us time.
Yeah.
Will, you're still muted.
Cost you time, cost you labor, cost you money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true.
It was all time that Sun could have been spent selling guns and crafting guns.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did just make a grappling hook, which
He did just make a grappling.
I love the fact that, like, earlier in this, like, the first non-me and the boys, which was, like, Coastline Boys or something. I think it was, like, Ken, you had a character that had, like, a rifle or musket or something with 1 million attachments. And now Jane just has that, but it's a crossbow.
Yes, I remember that character very fondly.
It's a tippy, forward heavy, like...
Whoa.
You aim it too far to the one side of the bow.
I believe that
it
we
starts to tip.
described it as Picatinny rail attached to a Picatinny rail in like a circle of Picatinny rails.
Yeah. Like you have a red dot. Not that it would be something that's doable in the setting, but like you have like a red dot sight, except that's technically in front of a scope, which renders both the scope and the red dot sight unusable, and both of those get in the way of the iron sight, so there's a separate Picatinny rail for a raised additional iron sight, so you can actually shoot the gun.
It's like that horrible attachment I saw on Reddit, which is a laser that attaches to your gun, but it's positioned so that it completely blocks the irons. So instead they've added irons on top, but the front and rear sight are exactly 1.5 inches apart. So you're like,
oh my god, that's nothing. You could like twitch and be off by like a meter at the target. Yeah. Which is so funny because it's a laser. I guess they
assume you don't give a shit. Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't think that was described by someone who doesn't shoot guns. I feel like that was designed by someone who shoots guns like out in the country with the boys and like busts bottles open, and not someone who like shoot guns at the range and trains officers with firearms. Like this is something 100%. From someone who wanted to go.
Absolutely. I think my favorite part of it is that they modeled it with a gun that had a Picatinny rail on the bottom, specifically for this laser, to avoid the problem.
Except it just
didn't
pan out that way.
My foot is falling asleep from all this sitting up straight.
Oh, damn.
I don't sit up straight very often.
Neither do I. I'm like doing it now. I'm like, no, straight.
I'm not doing that because I'm not a moron.
I prefer having a bad back. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
actually,
very much. Actually, I drove.
Gabe's just jealous of all of us being able to talk about our back pain, and then he's just like, "But I want to talk about back pain too."
Yeah, I really got nothing. I got no reason for an employer to hire me for diversity, you know, and that's kind of my biggest problem in life.
Wow. I am in the tech industry.
I love that description being like, oh, these diversity quotas, because it's like, that's never how it actually works. Like,
yeah.
The companies where they need a diversity quota, they've probably also got like a team of lawyers after the incident making sure it happens, you know?
Or
so you probably have someone else in the interview being like,
or
no, you can't ask that.
They could be Blizzard. Wherein after the entire shitstorm, they hire a male CEO and a female CEO, but they pay the female CEO less.
Damn, that kicks ass.
And they're surprised when there's a shitstorm afterwards.
Damn, that's so good. How can you even how does that even happen? How does one allow this to happen?
It's funny too, because it's like, executive pay is a thing, right? Like when you're negotiating that high, especially for like an executive role, no two executives are necessarily going to have the same pay because it comes down to what did you negotiate for options, for insurance, like
For
do you have a company car, or do you just have like just give me all the money? Do you go like, okay, I want half of this like into a portfolio? But like when you have two CEOs, it's literally this like,
And you're under investigation for a lot of things involving labor disputes.
like it's one of those things where it's like this quietly sends a message. Like when a lot of the Cancel Canada Day stuff was going around the internet, like when they were finding all the bodies like in the residential schools, and it was just before Canada Day, there was one house that put up like 30 tiny Canada flags everywhere. And it's just like
This is signaling.
You're clearly sending a specific message, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's that they love the country.
They love
it so much, though, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating because people, just to go back to like the diversity hire CEO being paid less thing, like people will be like, it's not like people are, and then describe an example of a thing like that, and then it'll literally happen, and they'll be like, that's just one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
It's just one time that it was caught, right?
Mhm.
Like,
It's just one time, bro.
It's like when people are like, what's going on with the police all of a sudden? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
video evidence. Just video evidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we should get back into this.
We should, but before we do, for no particular reason, the Bilgewater, the apparatus is mounted in the front, right?
This side.
Close to the front, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
and so
talking
this-
about the apparatus, or are you talking about Otto?
Yeah, because Otto's mounted kind of mid-deck. And
Yeah,
the apparatus is in the front.
The apparatus is ahead of Otto in the like the gunnery room.
Oh, okay.
It's worth mentioning the apparatus is not geographically confined per se. Like it has its core column, and then it has like the cannon ports and all that stuff. But by nature of it being like an artifice, for the same reason that Otto is able to like quip and have opinions. Granted, most of them are programmed in opinions inherent to his physical design.
Yeah.
And other are learned opinions that he really likes shooting people.
Yeah.
Like, he's programmed to have the satisfaction of a job done well, but he's a gun.
Yeah.
But the apparatus is less specific. It, like, reaches out into corners and goes into, like, side ports. You've seen, like, gears wash up in the bilge before.
Oh, God. Scary.
cool.
So where are we headed? What are we doing? You guys have the one prisoner below decks. You are officially far enough that you can start talking, but you're still in view of Redwine Keep. They can't see necessarily what's happening on your boat, but you're getting further and further.
It would
The
be
other
weird.
prisoner is still up top.
Yeah, it would be weird if we went to Redwine Keep immediately. But how
Southeast.
about southeast? I was thinking White Abbey and drop him off, but like.
Oh no, he said he wanted to go to that
Oh
village.
right, he wanted to go to the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're weighing your options, the wind goes to the northeast.
Alright, southeast.
Yeah, southeast sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds nice this time of year.
All right, southeast.
Also, we should get that other guy down here so that he's not free to walk around the top of the deck. So I'm assuming Jane's with him, but like.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like Jane has probably tied him to the main mast or something. Like you know, Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's the perfect place for him. Time, we're right to like the middle mast.
Yeah.
All right, so you're like the main mast closer to the back of the ship, the foremast, or do you want him like hanging off the front like a figurehead?
No. I think the middle mast.
Middle mast. Yeah.
Enjoy the salt water, yes.
So you've got this guy lashed to the mast. He's already in irons already, so it's easy to loop those through and get him fixed down. You make it 2.5 squares.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, 2.5 squares.
Yeah.
You end up being caught near the end. You pass by a couple of larger fishing ports that are pretty well sheltered by their bays, but that still show a lot of activity. Compared to Redwine Keep, these places seem to be thriving just because Redwine Keep seemed so dead. You pass by a couple of them and then a smaller one. From there, you start kind of making your way past the village. It is currently the early afternoon. Who's up top right now?
I'd probably be up top.
Yeah, Sun is with prisoner number 2, DiGiorno. Just kind of hanging out, trying to be friendly. Yeah, like entertaining a welcomed guest, to the best of his sort of sun-like ability.
This guy just got like fucking lucky.
Yeah, he got really fucking lucky.
Yeah. And like, so prison, eh? Not a comfy place from what I understand.
No, the slab's not great. It's not ideal. The wind is going dead north.
Yeah, never been myself.
Well, we don't have much further to go, so I think we just fight against the wind on this one. Just tack in.
So, you gonna be okay in Redwine? You got a place to stay and all that?
Oh yeah, it's a big city. They don't remember you if you can hide properly.
Right.
So you kind of like have to keep going a little bit away from the island, then you tack to catch the wind as you kind of close back in. From there, you're able to catch it going into a bay. You pass by a first fishing village, which you think is the one. Then he gestures you to one a little bit further inland. It's deceptive. The bay is very narrow and thin, but near the edge there, you manage to find another port. Here, it's another fishing town. Not as many boats, though. You can see that in the hills, there's a whole bunch of vineyards. There's some farms a little bit further in, too.
Hey, well, this is right pretty.
Yeah, it's my uncle's place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, eh? Well,
he doesn't need to know.
Well, if you ever need any high-quality munitions, you know where to look.
Although I don't recommend using them for any future riots here. They probably won't take too kindly to it.
Can you do anything about the irons?
I'm so sorry. Of course, and I come back with just like
the basic set of tools that you would need.
No. These are bolt cutters. Like,
so you clang, and get them all off.
Yeah, don't move around too much here. I've seen better men than you lose a finger or two.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good. All right. And he goes out above decks, and the prisoner lashed to the mast as you're slowly like cruising into the town, is like looking at him furiously.
Oh, hey, I've heard a lot of people don't like this guy. You got any idea why?
He's about to say something, and then he goes, "We were on the same side. I saw you at the riot. We were friends. You're gonna let him do this?" He goes, Dude, and he goes, "Are you going to let them do this?" He just kind of like sighs and moves to get off the ship. Odds or evens?
Evens.
I will say, kind of calling out to him as he's leaving, say, he did like try to kill us in a pretty big way, multiple times, unprovoked too.
Hold on, I never tried to kill you. What are you talking about? Unprovoked? Excuse me.
You left us. You cursed us.
Yeah.
Anyway, as this guy's leaving the ship, I'm like, have a good day.
So do all of you individually want to roll odds or evens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll roll.
I'm rolling my odds. I rolled
That's
a
an
4.
odd.
Fuck.
2 for evens.
Chelsea succeeds. We fail.
Yeah.
So 1 success and 2 failures. As this guy's getting off the ship and you're having a shouting match with the prisoner lashed to the mast, there's 2 people, like, hacking, insulting a fish barrel who just kind of, like, see you from 2 piers over, quizzically. The guy gets off and kind of tries to find his uncle's house as quick as he can. He gives you a profuse thank you, to the point where you kind of have to stop him, and then he leaves.
Okay, we're taking this up now. Raising the gangplank.
Yeah, don't mention it. No worries. You were a pawn in a much larger game.
And you start to slowly sail off while these fishermen just kind of look at the prisoner quizzically and then look over at the guy who you just dropped off and back to you.
I wave at them.
This guy is wanted for mass murder in Riverbend.
Yeah.
So after the wave, one of them kind of awkwardly, does a little wave, and then when you say mass murder in Riverbend, the other one points and goes, "Get him!" You start to peel off. Where to next?
Yeah, Croakwill, what do you want to do with this guy? Like,
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
Now that we're alone. So, where'd you get all those mages?
I feel like Sun has the wheel, and he kind of turns to Ricker Mariner and goes, "Is there any particular location that makes you feel extra talkative, or?"
What exactly is this? Huh?
No.
What, do you think you're gonna torture me?
No. Here's that's the thing. You don't get to monologue at me. I'm gonna throw a pain dart at him.
Go for it.
I'm starting off a little bit slow on this one with a 18.
18.
A little bit weak. I'm sort of just letting him know it's a warning shot.
Oh yeah.
He kind of like gurgles and then catches his breath and goes,
No, don't start talking now. See, this is what's going to happen. We ask you the question, you answer the question. No monologuing. No asking questions of your own. Anything else that you do that isn't to our satisfaction, you're getting another one. Okay? Alright. Where'd you get the mages?
"Get the mages?" I want to know, what do you think I did?
I'm gonna hit him with another pain dart.
For it.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, that's a 19 this time.
Alright. You hit him with another one. He lurches a little bit and goes, "They took me out of the suicide cells. You aren't trained for this. You don't know how to get information. You're just playing tough. You think that you're some kind of big old torturer. No, you want to know where I get my mages?" Yeah, that's right, I'm monologuing. I'm answering the question. You want to know where I got the mages? Have you ever thought about the idea that they wanted to be there? We have a common cause.
But why attack us?
Why attack you?
Yeah.
You're thieves and murderers, and you got me fired. And you're rampant criminals, you're fascist collaborators.
Hang on. That last one has no evidence.
How many Imperial ships have you blown up, eh?
Yeah.
None, because I'm not a murderer.
Oh.
But
So,
does that make you a fascist collaborator then? Because if the only problem you have with us is that we've murdered people, then,
How many prisoners of Soth have you rescued, huh?
I do my part. I lead the people. We made big things happen.
Oh yeah, big things. Getting like what, 50 people thrown in jail? Good
They
job.
chose to be there. We were an allied front. I don't know if you know.
Good
I was thrown in jail too.
job.
I was thrown in jail
Meanwhile,
too.
you know, while you were doing that, we were delivering arms to Soth. And then when you cursed us to die, we were delivering arms to Soth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so noble. Sending people to go get each other killed over all that stuff. So noble. Why didn't you just send people? Why do you have to go there and blow up ships and tear people apart? Why can't you just talk? Why can't you just set things up?
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
I
want you to see the irony in this, because you were quite literally throwing bricks and Molotovs in your riots. Those weren't passive protests. They were fucking
I didn't throw
riots.
anyone. They
Where
threw
were
things.
you talking?
I was telling people not to attack them. We were there for a peaceful protest, and some people got out of hand, but that doesn't discredit the entire movement. We did good things.
Oh, yes, you did very good things. I've definitely heard tell of your good things. Tell me, what were your good things? What did you manage to accomplish?
We took that port. We took Riverbend. And we will take other cities back.
You took Riverbend. No. No, you didn't.
Have you,
I was there.
Riverbend lately?
Yeah, they've changed. They've learned their lesson. They're afraid. They're staying inside.
So you want... So your solutions with violence are now to have people stay inside?
What exactly do you want me here for, huh?
I just want to know where you got all the funding for this. Where'd you get the mages to attack us? Like, yes, they volunteered. Sure. Where?
You know how it is. You strike up a conversation with
Where?
people.
What
Anywhere.
town?
Riverbend, I did it. Okay. Down in the other place I did it. I can't sail a ship alone. I got friends. You can make friends anywhere you want, as long as you have the right values and you know how to connect grassroots with your comrades.
So you figured that we were your biggest target, and you called in as many favors as you could, riled everybody up to splash some water on us because you lost your job.
You were a threat to the movement, all right? You were working with them.
The movement?
The Rookery?
Were you just pissed at the Rookery?
Or you just mad at the Rookery?
This is so much bigger than the Rookery. Don't you care about beast folk? Don't you care about the war? What happened? We can restore things. We can heal the division. But we have to act.
Well, how old is this guy?
This guy is like maybe in his early 30s. He would have been alive, but he would have been like 12.
Yeah, you don't remember much of the war, do you, bud?
I remember enough.
Like, Canonier. I was like, Canonier, what do you think about this dude's opinion of the war?
Yeah, I call him in here. Listen, bud, you can't change these things.
Son.
They're so much bigger than you.
I can do whatever I want. I can take on things bigger than me. Torbs kill giants.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have friends? Do you have allies? Do you have a movement? Do you have goals? Do you have achievements? Or do you just go around making money?
Oh,
killing people, getting paid to do it, acting like you're some kind of hero.
Hero? No,
what
buddy.
values do you advance? What have you done? What have you achieved?
Who's to say that we need to advance anything?
No, and we got Sun and Kanye munitions. That's an advancement.
So you're doing all of this for profit. You're doing it for your maker's mark. You're doing it for your repute.
Yeah, I guess
so. You don't care if you kill people at all. You don't care what you're doing. You just move around.
I mean, buddy, have you seen Celestia? They lost that war. Nothing's changed over there. It's still the same sad story. You could bring as many mechs as you wanted. You would. It wouldn't make a damn difference.
Well, why don't we try? Why don't we do something?
You know what? If you want us to drop you off at Celestia, you can do your damnedest. Oh.
Okay.
Nah, we're not dropping him off.
What?
No.
Sorry.
See, he broke the one cardinal rule. He pissed me off. He doesn't get to go back to any port.
Out of my hand, sorry, bud.
So you're fighting for equality for beast folk?
Of course. I'm fighting imperialism. I'm fighting the regime. I'm fighting the police state. I'm fighting supremacy, tyranny.
Okay.
Well, have fun with that. Let's throw him in the water.
Well, no, hang on. That seems pretty cruel, don't you think?
Well, no, I have no more questions to ask this guy. He says it was all friends, like, that he managed to convince to do it. I don't think that some of them, the ones that, were blinded, are going to particularly be interested in coming after us. And besides, we kill him, they have no link to us, so we're good.
Well, no, hang on. I mean, how'd you pitch it? Were you like, oh, these fascist simps, they stole my job and I hate them and we should get them, or were you? Did you even tell them who we were? Or,
well, why don't you make a decision? Am I some fungible corpse to be thrown around like every other one that you've strewn at the bottom of the ocean? Or am I someone to talk to? Because it's not one thing you say to everyone. It's something you say to the one person you're talking to. And I can see good in you.
No, of course there's good in me. I'm a good person. I don't do bad things.
I feel like Crowquill smacks Son on the back and goes, he's never committed a single crime.
Not a single one. Now
Jane's just like,
I'm taking Crowquill aside. I'm like, listen, I've seen this guy's type before. He comes in, there's a conflict, he just wants to escalate it. He's riling you up, telling you what you want to hear, and all you want to do is build mechs because you think they're neat. And
yes.
Next thing you know, anyway, I don't have anything else to ask him.
Crowquill's just gonna kind of just go, yep, I have nothing else to ask him either. I was just worried how he was gonna get, if killing him was the last step. It's the last step. We can keel haul him for all I care.
Well, I mean, we don't need to be cruel. I mean, we're not bad people. We can just...
Wait, so why I'm saying this away from the guy. But I'm gonna turn, Crowquill and Son, why are we against the movement of equality for beast folk and stuff?
No, he's just
equality for beast folk is great. I am not associating with any movement.
No, I've seen his type before. He's just mad and riled up, and
but he's specifically targeting us for saying that we are against this movement.
Right? No, he's trying to get under your skin and get what he wants. Like with violence, but with words.
Yeah, at this point, we basically told him we're gonna kill him, so he'd say anything to get himself out.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I've had enough of people like him.
All right,
it is a shit.
Let's see.
Well, wait, before we kill him, what are our plans after we kill him?
I don't know,
do a delivery, maybe?
Yeah, get some takeout.
Yeah.
Stop by the Bent Anchor.
Yeah. Go back to town. Tell everyone he's dead.
All right.
We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever.
I wonder.
You can hear him muttering a poem. You can hear it rhyming.
Do
All
I
right, he's
do I
gonna,
feel it as magic or anything like that?
It isn't a spell, but it's an old sea poem, so it's got a certain magic lace to it.
No. You stop that.
He just starts getting louder. He goes, "It is an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth.
I'm
One
gonna
of
pain
three.
him.
Are they long?"
Actually, yeah. As Crowquill's gonna pain him, I am also pulling out my custom revolver, and I am shooting him. I hate magic. I actually hate it. I despise it with
So-
every fiber of my being.
Jane is gonna walk away from this.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 16 for me. I rolled really shitty for those pain rolls, but you know what? It's whatever. I'm half-assing them.
A blood vessel in one of his eyes bursts, and you can see a gentle trickle of blood from his nose. He breathes heavily.
Are you stopping? Is he stopped? He's not doing it under his breath, isn't he?
He's thinking it, probably. Let's just chuck him in the water and leave.
That is let's see, 4d6 plus 12. That is a 26 to hit.
Well, Crowquill was just going whap, whap, whap. Are you just trying to kill this guy?
Yes.
Because
I
he's
don't like
tied to a
magic.
mast.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the plan? Head, heart.
Yeah, head quick, painless. Like, it doesn't have to be brutal. I just don't want him doing magic on my ship. And we're out of questions.
After he's hit with the first one, he kind of sputters a bit, and he looks up at you as the gun approaches. And he goes, "All life is sacred."
Alright. Time to feed some sharks.
Ugh. I
I'm
hate
not
magic.
cleaning that up.
I'll do it. I was the one that did it.
Jane, can you help me untie him? I need
Okay.
to get some friends. I'm gonna call on some sharks that are around and tell them some food's coming.
All life is sacred, we
Yeah.
say as we feed the sharks.
Yeah, exactly. We're just feeding the sharks.
All right.
But you have to make sure you don't feed them too much, because then they'll get desensitized to humans.
And then they'll start going for deeper pleasures, like other sharks or anime waifus.
And that'll lead, and if they go for other sharks, that will lead to more baby sharks, which is a bad song.
Yes.
So, gotta watch out for
It
that.
do. It do.
Hey, Crowquill, he was casting a spell, right? Like, I was right, he was gonna summon tsunami or blow up the ship or make me blind or something, right?
It's more of
Right? No, it was like a really dangerous thing he was doing.
It's more
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
it was.
Bilgy and I do, where there's
Where,
luck
like, if
and
you
then
were-
there's bad luck.
So yes,
So, like,
yes,
the ship
that's
would
what
have
he was-
sunk
yes.
and...
So yes,
Yes.
you are correct.
Okay. No, it still don't feel like self-defense.
How openly are you saying that? Are you looking to any of the nearby NPCs, or are you just kind of having a moment to yourself to think about this?
I'm saying it bluntly out loud to no one in particular in typical Sun fashion. As I'm, untying them and scrubbing the blood and...
What do you think makes more sense? Odds or evens for which of the possible NPCs comes up to you, or do you want to pick one?
I feel like it would have to be Conan Ye. He is my closest friend.
So he gets up there and he goes, "Shit. Oh well. Blood doesn't stain wood too bad. It's still fresh. I think we get the bucket. I will get the bucket."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are those sharks doing?
Do you remember in Newtown they had the Smasher?
I do.
And it came down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it killed all those people.
It did.
And we saw. It wasn't safe.
That's right. I remember saying that to you.
What if we could fix the smasher beforehand?
Well, we would have had to get jurisdiction and probably a smasher operating license and probably halt work for a couple days. But yeah, I mean, we could have done it.
Well, this guy is kind of a smasher. Sure, he makes powdered coal, which is good for gunpowder, but keeps falling on neighborhoods and crushing people.
You're right.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good man, has good ideas. But these, misguided? No. No, I need something that's a swear. A fucker? You say fucker? No.
Yeah, I think that qualifies. And with that, I'm kind of lifted up by the shoulders and over the edge.
It's a poof as he sinks down into the water.
How many Sharkies did I call?
Give me a roll.
Oh, okay. I will only be satisfied after it's a absolute feeding frenzy. That's a 22.
So when you reach out, you sense that they're present, and you just kind of... It's almost like tapping on the glass. Like you get their attention, then once the guy goes in, very shortly they start to smell and they start to close. The body bobs there for a short moment. It hasn't bloated yet, so it isn't quite buoyant, and it starts to sink, and then it sinks a little deeper. You watch a cloud of red slowly spread over the water as the occasional fin breaches over. You're not far from the southern edge of the Redwine Isles. You can still see a little coastline in the distance and the open sea off to the other direction.
At that death, you notice that Croquill is definitely way more chipper. Just like, oh, weight is lifted. All right.
Man, feeling good.
Feeling good. Person hunting us is no longer hunting us. It's a great feeling.
I know Ricker speaks of it. I know I'm supposed to be the mortal center of ship or whatever, but it's a good thing we killed that guy. Fuck him. He got so many people arrested.
Yeah, right?
He did. I mean, I was just...
He called us anti-Beastfolk fascist collaborators. I am Beastfolk. Right? I am with you against it. What the fuck is this guy talking about? He was on our boat before. Did he forget?
I think he's just a little bit misguided in his beliefs.
No, there's... I don't know, conflict breeds people like that.
So,
yeah, I'm glad he's gone. Screw him.
Where do we go? Take a
Well,
look
No,
I don't. We still got a bit of vacation left, and
do we want to see what he did in Riverbend, or do we want to just avoid it altogether?
I think we wash our hands of it.
Okay.
But
you know what? It's probably for the best. They probably still want us in Riverbend.
You know.
Oh wait, is Riverbend the Imperial City that we? Cool. Yeah.
You know, the ship has it's got some minor damage, a couple scrapes here and there, and if we could find a dry dock, I could maybe install that engine, give us a speed boost.
Yeah, we should find a dry dock. We haven't scraped the ship in a while, have we?
Yeah, get it cleaned off.
The ship isn't the dirtiest. It could definitely use with a clean, but it is covered with paint chips and scrapes from hitting rocks in the edge of docks and piers. You need a desperate repaint. If anything, I would help you conceal.
Repaint in time.
All right. So where do we go for a nice little repaint? Somewhere where you can get some R&R.
Good question. It's worth mentioning, you split after the initial heat, but now that it's been a couple weeks in-game, it's been a couple months out of game, you might be able to brave it. You still have to be careful going back down south, but,
I mean, we could always go to the Bent Anchor, but we could go to the Freedlands. We can travel up around there.
Sure. We don't spend very much time in the Freedlands.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah, Freakland's good as place as any.
What city are you going to?
That is an excellent question. Let's get the
Bring
map
up that
open.
map.
So that would be what, like D7?
I think D7 might be Newtown, and the rest of them are further inland.
Nope, just D6. D6.
Almost.
Just about. There we go. There's Newtown.
So that is Newtown. You've been to Newtown a couple times before. That's where the Smasher was. That's where you were just a little bit before coming over down here. You've been to Old Fort, which is to the south. There, you actually have to dock your ship at like a hamlet and then take like a half day's journey to get into town.
Yeah, we would need some place that actually has a dry dock.
Yeah.
Bloodcrag is further north from there. I don't think you guys have been to Bloodcrag before, not in this campaign and not in recent campaigns for quite some time. They're further north than that, though. There's also Boat Town.
Boat Town might have a dry dock.
Boat Town might just have a dry dock.
Oh,
Do we-
it's Boat Town.
Let's go to Boat Town. You know, that
Boat
sounds like a good
Town.
place to do boat
Alright,
stuff.
where is Boat Town? In C5. I'm in like that upper bay area.
Yeah, it's like one north of where you are now.
One north? Okay, so that's C4. Boat Town! Alright, I'm gonna set our goal for Boat Town. We got
So that's a couple of
journey.
map tiles.
Yeah, we
That's a
got
couple
a
of map
fucking
tiles.
journey ahead of us.
Yeah.
So you get to Boat Town. You go for a repaint. You presumably go and pick up the rookery stuff. What else is on the table?
Well,
Because this guy's dead now. You fed him to the sharks.
I fed him to the sharks. I do super want to hook up this motor that I got, this dwarven motor. I do want to
You
hook
could
it up to
probably
a
do that.
propeller.
Do that in Boat Town.
That's my plan in Boat Town, is to hook up a propeller. On the way to Boat Town, I guess I'll get Kennedy's help, like actually building the propeller. So that when we get there, it's just a matter of, assembling it and doing massive restructuring to our ship's entire hull. But, easy peasy.
When's the last time you guys checked your personal mail?
It's been fucking ages.
Yeah.
Ages and ages, and
Should probably check personal mail at some point. Where would we have to go to check our personal mail?
Any rookery.
Oh, okay.
all right.
That seems highly improbable, but I like the system.
No, and I think in a world with magic where you can just omen watcher it, I think that you basically have a dartboard where it's like, where is this gonna person end up when they need to read this letter?
There.
Yeah, and that's what we in the business like to call express delivery. You pay extra for that.
It just knows where you're gonna be and delivers it there.
Yeah.
You get a good feeling, you know.
Mhm. Cool. We'll do that in Boat Town.
What's Jane's plan after this?
Jane doesn't really have a plan. Jane's just going with the flow, seeing how things are shaking out.
Just going back to the ropes, keeping the sails nice and taut, and going off
Yeah.
on your way.
Going off.
What about Crookwell? What's next?
I mean, Crowquill does kind of have a job lined up, and she did say she only had one thing to wrap up. Where did I have to go for that?
You're a VIP. Like you go to wherever you are, and then they send a message, and they're like, "This person accepted at this location."
Gotcha. So I don't need to go to the location, because I'll get escorted to the location at a later date, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll just do it at Boat Town then.
All right. Do you bring this up to the party members that you?
Probably not until we're a bit closer to Boat Town.
Okay. So why don't we? I'm not going to have a sail the whole way there, but let's do a little bit of sailing. Let's get
Yeah.
a little bit of distance in. It's currently the late afternoon, and the wind is going to the southwest.
Northwest then?
Yeah, we can go northwest.
All right. You're far away from the stormy sea. You're a good ways away from the cracks. So you have nice, consistent, easy winds that you can set your sails to. You're at a nice, strong 45-degree angle, and you set yourself with the wind with a nice, good chop against the waves. The ship slowly bobs up and down as you kind of like crest one over the other. That's going to be... Whew. That's 5 squares.
Oh, damn. We're fucking roaring through this zone.
You're not at full sail, but the way that your sails are adjusted, they're very taut, they're very close, and they're keeping the ship rigid and upright as it chops through the waves. There isn't much pull in either direction. So you've got a lot of chop going. Genoa sail's good for this. It helps you really catch those sideward kind of gusts and keep you steady.
Now, Will, this is a big world building ask for you. And I trust you entirely. Like, my suspension of disbelief rides on your hands. Would there have been any aquatic dwarven mechs used in the war? And what propulsion method would they have used?
Aquatic dwarven mechs?
I mean, we did have those metal boats, but I wouldn't call that a mech.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. Like, I have dwarven lore.
Yeah, you basically would be, like, stealing Nazi designs.
Yeah. So,
like, this is one of those things where you're like, ah, yes, a long German name, and there's 6 different racial groups mentioned. There's an efficacy. Oh, I don't like this.
I'm just gonna
like
strike all of that name there.
Sun is so apolitical that he probably would just give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just gonna shorten it all to BMW.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess what I'm asking is, would it be reasonable for Sun to be like, oh yeah, like a propeller prop? That's a piece of technology that I've seen before.
Easily, yeah.
Okay. In that case, that's what I'm kind of laying out to Conan Ye, drawing the plans up.
All right, let's do some drafting. Want to give me a roll?
I would love to.
So the machine, the motor, I should say, you have it kind of just like plonked down now, right?
Yeah.
So this thing would need to be hooked up to a drive shaft, or you could have a separate, like, powered motor piece that you assemble that gets plugged into the, like, power source separately.
Like, I'm thinking drive shaft. I'm thinking like this is what this motor is for, you know?
Okay.
The power conduit coming out can be used for Jane's crossbow if need be in a pinch, but like I'm installing this thing. This is a core part of the Bilgewater.
And where is it being installed? Is it like an outboard over the back? Is it being installed like underneath the boat?
Yeah, so I was thinking like underneath the boat, have it geared down to almost like be a extension out the bottom, kind of below the rudder, because the rudder was not designed for this. Although if it's an outboard motor, then I can retract it so it's not causing drag when we're not using it. It's got to be an outboard, doesn't it? Yeah, it's gonna have to be an outboard. So otherwise, it's gonna slow us down when we're not actively using it.
I like the actual engineering logic that is going into this.
So yeah, this is going to be almost like a steampunk, like. Could I do almost like the way that a jet ski works? Be like, yeah, it's It compress water, shoot water out, make boat go forward. It is not efficient at all, but he go fast.
You could try to do like a kind of like a compression thing on either side, and then the drive shaft kind of has like a belt of some sort that connects them. It could be like a singular like suction tube that just like aligns to the bottom of the ship that takes water in, water out.
I feel like this role right here is me and Kanye arguing about how best to implement this.
There's also the option of stupid 18th century bullshit.
This is true. Because they had like
they
paddles
went
and
crazy.
stuff.
They went crazy on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't have like any sort of standards.
A big sort of paddle wheel that raises and lowers. Like it's on like almost like a chain lift. Like it takes all of us to like heave it back up. But then when you need to go fast, you just pull a brake lever and the thing into the water and we go.
So like just a roarer.
God.
Yeah, like I'm looking at this boat here, and this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'll send you a picture. It's really just a terrible idea for like a steam paddle boat, where it's like all distended off the back of the boat.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
That has to be the least efficient. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that right there is the least efficient boat
It's
ever.
like training wheels out behind.
Yeah, it's like that if the arms bent so that you could like raise it up,
Beautiful.
keep it out of the water while we're moving. I think that's what Sun is like pitching at this point.
All right, so as a counter argument to that, Kennedy recommends that when we're at dry dock, we take the rudder off entirely, have this be on a slide on the close part of the rudder, so that when this thing pivots, the entire rudder pivots with it, and then when you pull a crank, it goes underwater, and then you can like pull it back up with a chain so that it doesn't have any drag, and then it's like up top, and then you can plug into it and start using sniper stuff from the back of the boat.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I think I'm going to adjust that slightly and say we have sort of a dual prop system so that then the rudder can be still full and we have still like full steering power of the rudder. And then the two kind of slides up and down on either side of the rudder.
Okay. So what did you roll for that, by the way?
That was a 26.
A 26. Kennedy is adding... Kennedy is adding 14.
All right. That actually works out to a nice even 40.
So you've got these blueprints drawn up. You've got a vague idea, drive shafts, all that kind of stuff. By now you're getting prototype parts just so you can strap them to the motor and see if they work.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a price. How do you feel about 5 gold?
5 gold is insanely cheap, but I'll take it. Like I was thinking closer to like 10 minimum.
Well, yeah, but it also has to be done before the end of the campaign.
That's true. All right, 5 gold. Oh.
All right. You just need propeller action and then like some chains and levers. They're all simple machines, and you've done more complicated things, and so has Kenanye.
Oh boy. We're going to be the fastest ship in the West for exactly 7 times.
Exactly 7 times. 7 times of fast.
Yeah.
It's the emergency red button.
It is. Well, we have 7 fire crystals for emergency red button.
And then you just need to buy more fire crystals. How hard can
Well, yeah.
that
Well,
be?
then what you need to do is buy enough like steel to make a battering ram on the front. But that really defeats the purpose of having it all retract so that we're not really... so it doesn't have drag.
All right, so by now it's around dinner time. You've been working below decks. All of you killed a guy a little bit earlier. What's the mood on the boat?
Croakwill is happy and sort of playing with warbles a little bit. And it's only just now, like, kind of dawning on her what's gonna happen once we get to Boat Town. So then she's getting a little bit somber towards the end of the evening, and quiet.
Sun is very much throwing himself into this work. He's like doing little doodles on the table with a piece of charcoal, and very much not even trying to think about the fact that that poor guy was like chained to a mast and probably wasn't even doing any dangerous magic. Probably. He probably was, though, I bet. I bet if we had let him kept talking, it would have gotten worse.
What about Jane?
Jane is thinking about, man, what if we painted like a big dragon on the side of the boat? Like, just something really silly. And she's talking to Tiana about this. Like, what if it's just like a big dragon, and like it's got its like claws out.
Well, I had been proposing for a long time, ever since like well before the red under the waterline thing, that we have teeth on the front, like a jaw, so it goes through the water.
Yeah. So you can see like the mouth, and so like anything as we're going forward, it looks like we're like eating the water. I think that's a great idea.
Or the bilge water. We take the part that's red under the waterline, make that blue, and then make little splash marks come up.
Yeah. We could paint like little birds. If we have blue, and then we could have like green, and then another strip of blue, and then have like little birds, and have it be like a little scenery sort of thing,
Okay, like a mural boat.
Yeah, like a mural boat. But then we put a dragon on it.
What about a sea dragon? We know what those look like.
Yeah.
It would be able to go out and under and over and
Yeah.
either side of the gun whale.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
I realized that since we're talking about sea dragons and fantasy stuff, I should be clear that a gun whale is a part of a boat and not like a whale with guns.
But a gun whale does sound fucking rad, though.
Yeah, what if we like next to the gun whale, we painted a whale with guns?
Genius.
Like a whale just has like big like mini turrets on its shoulders.
Gun whale would have been the best name for the Bilgewater if we had known.
And then we give the whale a tattoo that says Canonier and Son.
Yeah. Also, the gun whale is the most boring part of the boat I've ever seen. It's just like the edge of the top of the boat.
Yeah, it's the bonk of the boat.
It's if you were gonna fall and hit your head on the side of the boat, you would hit your head off the gun whale.
Yep.
Oh, is that what that actually is called? We always called it the gunnel. It might have multiple names. It perhaps has multiple names.
I wouldn't be surprised if like pro rowers got used to calling it the gunnel, because like there's a place in the UK called Worcestershire and they call it Worcestershire. Like, I don't fucking know.
I do also I looked up gunnel and it came up with this picture of like a weird little fish thing, and that's a rock gunnel.
They are the exact same thing. They are referred to as the exact same thing. Gunnel and gunwhale are the same thing.
Okay.
Gun whale.
Well, so gun whale is pronounced gunnel.
I was right. Yes.
That's insane.
This wasn't even a thing to prove I was right. I needed to prove that I wasn't like some weird rowing term that comes out of nowhere.
Oh man.
All right, so how are we feeling? This seems like a good endpoint, but we could also like sail a little longer till nightfall. But we can do that.
I think this is a good endpoint.
Yeah,
I think it's a good endpoint. Yeah.
Sharks ate a guy. You ended a plot line, and now it's weird.
I kind of Is Sun staying up late?
Sun is definitely staying up late. 100% scribbling.
Croco will also sort of stay up a little bit late, Krokle wants to ask you about the mechs that you used to make.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He's like, well, before you mentioned the mechs that you used to make back in the war, like,
Oh, well, I mean, you don't make a mech. You find a mech and repair it.
yeah, but did you work under a specific company when you did it?
A specific company now. Let's see, that's going back about like 25 years now.
Did you
I
work
don't
for the
know.
fascists?
No.
That's
'Cause
kind of
it's
what
not that company then.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
That's
was-
kind of what Crowquill's hinting at a little bit.
I was working with a bunch of the syndicates, the squirrel folks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we would take a lot of them and refurbish them, rebuild them, complete, pre-gut them, rebuild them, and
Okay. I trust you, son, but syndicates, they're a little bit more northern, a little bit
yeah,
more western, exactly where a certain person was operating, and
yeah. Well, I mean, I won't lie to you. It crossed my mind a few times that I could be making, more money if I was working on the originals. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like it's pretty easy to take one and one and make three, with that kind of with those kind of assumptions laid out.
yeah, no, I couldn't do that for fear of wanting right back where I started, right back where I started. Celestia would not be happy to have me back.
That's well, yeah. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's I never liked fighting. I prefer to stay a little separated from the politics.
Yeah, me too. Just one layer abstract,
Yeah, it's
that way when
build...
the shit hits the fan, it doesn't necessarily need to hit you.
Well, I mean, there's that. There's also just you can build a perfect machine. I truly believe that, but people ain't like that.
Yeah. And on that, I think we can close. Crowquill will go to bed now.
All right. This is a good session. If you guys want to hang out and check out our streams, normally they're a touch longer than this, but not that much longer, at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. We're at twitch.tv/Croden_live, but not forever. Eventually, those are going to be going over to a different channel, but we're working on that. For now, that's happening. Still going to be hanging out. Still going to be doing stuff on Saturdays. The most recently available version of this rule set is at bloodwine.fandom.com. And, got stuff coming up.
Yeah,
I know you just started the remakes of Diamond and Pearl.
Yes, I did Diamond and Pearl yesterday, but I think I'm gonna have to save those for Tuesdays because tomorrow I still have Temtem, and then
I have to clarify though.
What?
You finished Diamond and Pearl, the remakes, right? You didn't finish the original Diamond and Pearl, and then you're immediately jumping into the remakes just to experience it all over
have
again?
started Diamond and Pearl. I've never actually played Diamond and Pearl. I've started the remake of it.
I see.
And gotten basically one gym badge, so I got a ways to go.
Nice.
And so yeah, Temtem tomorrow, and we got Mass Effect on Friday, Psychonauts on Saturday. Yeah, we got some.
That's a thick schedule.
We got some
stuff.
fucking streams.
That's content.
Yeah.
This is the fucking Croden content channel. That's what this has become.
Now, just before we kind of close off, I do want to point out that Chelsea's background, the stairs are in perfect focus.
I know.
Which makes them seem almost like dreamlike. Like you would climb those up and see a relative that you haven't seen in a long time.
I think it depends on where I have my head.
Right.
Because if I move my head like over here,
yeah, you're good.
They're blurry.
It seems like those are it seems like Chelsea is sitting in purgatory, and those are the steps that you walk up if you don't want to exist anymore.
Yeah, to the next side. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to end on that. I do like
That was
existing.
weird.
It's very nice, and we'll exist next week.
Yeah, we will exist
Hopefully.
next week. So thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.